Hello, wonderful viewers or listeners. I'm your host, Dak.
And I'm Oliver.
And today we come back to you live with another, of course, episode. Wonderful episode on a Sunday. We always love the weekends, don't we, Oliver?
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't?
Who does not? Exactly. We'll start with our first topic. We're going to shift between the WNBA, the NFL, and conclude with some NBA action. We'll start off with our WNBA topics first. AZ Fudd, the first overall pick in this year's draft, has been ruled out for the rest of the season due to a knee injury, but she is getting surgery to repair that knee injury, and so that's why she is ruled out for the season. But here's how I view this. The way I view this is that Dallas is still a top team. They've already clinched the playoffs, and losing AZ Fudd isn't a big hit compared to other teams if they were to lose, their franchise stars for a playoff run.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But I mean, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Dallas is going to face a setback come playoff time, or do you think they'll be okay with Paige Beckers at the helm?
Yeah, well, I mean, a loss is a loss. I think that losing your number one overall pick, one of the better players on the team, is not a good thing. I mean, that's obvious. I wouldn't say it's like you could brush it off because she has been a pretty big contributor for the Dallas Wings. And considering that she's the number one overall pick, suffering an injury early like that, I would say it could be just detrimental. I don't think it's like gonna ruin her career. That obviously not, but I think early injuries like that could build on top of each other. I think yes, the Dallas Wings made the playoffs, clinched so far. They're like bottom of the conference, at least in terms of playoff teams. Because I mean, them and the Fire, like, big difference between them because the difference between the playoff teams and the non-playoff teams. But regardless, so it's not like they're contending. So in that sense, I understand why it's not a super big deal. But still, but still they're a good team. It's a developing player. So I think that's still a pretty big loss for them, I would argue. Although at this point, I think they should just work on development with a young core like Dallas has. So I wouldn't really rush to get her doing a lot. After all, we are like nearing the end of the regular season. So it's a pretty big loss, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, if we think that's a big loss, I mean, it is, but I mean, she can always come back, during the middle of the playoffs and play, but maybe probably not.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said it's the end of the season. They're, at least according to the standings, they're tied in wins with the Mystics, so they could fight like at the end of the regular season. Again, I don't think they're quite like contending level, but it's still like I think a loss should be considered a loss. I don't think it's gonna ruin the team though.
No, but yeah, I mean, while we're talking about playoffs, we might as well talk about this. Is that these are the teams that we kind of knew that were going to make playoffs, and we'll see what happens. But the teams that have made the playoffs going into September, because the playoffs starts like early October
Yeah,
when the NBA season, starts to them.
we have about a month of the regular season left.
Yeah, so we got Minnesota. Minnesota obviously has been the best team in the league for quite a while, and so they cement themselves with a 31-7 record at the time that we're recording this, with the 6-game win streak. They've only lost one game on throughout their last 10 games, so they're currently 9-1. Holy crap!
Yeah, they're pretty damn good.
They are really good. And then we got Golden State. Golden State has clinched so far 25-11 record with a 2-game losing streak and are currently 6-4. The Las Vegas Aces are 26-13. Are on a 2-game win streak and also tied at 6-4. Then we got Atlanta, which also has Angel Reese, currently have a 24-13 record, 3-game win streak, and have won 7 out of their last 3 games. Also tied with New York and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Atlanta, Indiana, New York, and Washington have all made it. Teams that have been eliminated this year: Seattle, Connecticut in their farewell season, that kind of is a no-brainer since, small market team, they have more veterans than anything else, not really a young talent to build around with. Toronto is eliminated, which I'm actually pretty excited about because, we've
Yeah,
been kind of
expansion rival.
they're our expansion rival, and we've been butting heads with them for quite a while. Phoenix and Los Angeles, which we'll get to another topic in a second, and Chicago. I am a little surprised though that Portland's still in the playoff hunt with Dallas.
Yeah,
I
but I mean, it's the. I mean, let me do the calculations. 5 game difference, which is pretty steep to overcome, especially considering that Sky below them have already gone out. So I mean, they have to go pretty much perfect at the end of the season.
which
But
is going to
still,
be very hard to do. I mean, if we really think about it, do we think this team is going to withstand and be good their like last 5 games of the season, or do we think
I
it's just
don't. I
going to
mean,
collapse?
they're gonna fight till the end. I'm sure. I just don't think. I think like the field of like teams that really like are going out guns blazing. I guess it depends on the strength of the schedule, which I suppose I could check. Fire schedule.
Yeah,
Let's see. Wings, Dream, Valkyries twice, Mercury. We play the Valkyries 3 times before the end of the regular season,
mm,
and the
so they might
Wings,
have us there then.
and the Dream. So I
Okay.
mean, I think it's pretty safe to say the Fire aren't going to make the playoffs, which I mean I expected. It's disappointing, but I expected it. Although two of those 3 are home games.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
I'll
I'll have
give
something to do with it.
I'll give the Fire credit here though, is that we during the regular season have the better record than Toronto does.
Yeah,
That's what I
so
think is what
that's
I'm happy
that's
about.
the biggest outcome, and we have the highest record at least for teams that are likely to not make the playoffs or will
Yeah.
not make the playoffs.
Well, and here's what I think is great about Portland is that yes, Toronto also has like they're still trying to figure everything out, and after they drafted Kiki Rice, so because they don't really have a piece that they can build around. Here's what I think is different with Portland is Portland, goes through the expansion draft, and you would think all these players would play absolute garbage. No, they don't. I mean,
No,
15 wins, 22 losses. That's not bad. That's
no, I mean
really not
for
bad.
expansion teams, that's really good.
Yeah.
And
And yeah, go ahead.
will that necessarily be an indicator for the future of the team? Because I don't really expect this team in its current state to develop and get better. I don't, but I mean, I think it shows that it's more of like a mentality thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's always a type of mindset that any team should be happy for. Like we're kind of like at the moment we're kind of like the Kings or something. Maybe that's a good comparison because I know their reputation is being a team like they're really bad, but they also don't do unethical tanking practices like the Utah Jazz.
Yeah. And I mean, the way that we should also look at this is that, or at least the way I look at this is that Portland's franchise pieces going forward, I think, should be Carla Leite
Yeah,
and Carlton. I think those are your 2 assets that you should not obviously give up in a
yeah,
trade because
untradeable.
untradeable. Obviously, everyone else is on the table because we all know Portland, Toronto are going to make some offseason moves,
But yeah,
to bolster the team. Obviously, since they're still franchise
yeah, I mean
expansion pieces, but I
that's
mean those are just 2 players you shouldn't mess with.
yeah, I'd agree. Like even considering like they're both like really good like all-star players. And I think all-stars unless if you're selling high on them, which we're doing the opposite. We're trying to get better, not worse. We should not trade them. And in fact, I think like even off the court, the team needs an identity just to kind of I kind of like to think of it like almost in sales. Like we need identity, we need players, so it's not just so the fans can get excited about it, and so that the Fire can be noticed by the league. That's something I value a lot when it comes to building up an expansion team. Um, and I mean it's kind of weird because like it makes me wonder like if I was a fan of some other WNBA team, like what would my thoughts on the Fire be? Like I don't know. But like obviously, since
Yeah.
we live in Portland, it's a much different deal.
Right. It's like a whole different ball game at that
Yeah,
rate.
I just generally like building a name for yourself, which also could indirectly help teams want like star players want to come to Portland, which I mean that's always going to be that's always going to be a challenge because Portland is a smaller city without that much going on, and I mean that's been known. It's always been a fact. But I mean, like you see small like again I'm going back to NBA, but like teams like the San Antonio Spurs, like they're considered small market or like a small city, and
Yeah.
not Memphis. I don't think that's a destination. What's a small city that's both in the WNBA and the NBA? What's a small city that's like a destination for like
I would say not Miami. I would say Phoenix.
oh yeah, Phoenix. That
Phoenix
makes sense. A lot of
seems really
ever
small.
like I want our teams to be like that because that just
Yeah.
makes things easier.
Yeah.
And
True.
I think continuing to like not lose on purpose and like being like fighting spirit, having a team identity, like having a strong fan base, I think that helps in it. And I think it's just a natural factor to keep the team better in the future.
Yeah. So this is some good interesting news. I found out. I don't think you've found out yet, but during the Portland Fire game today, during halftime,
Yeah.
there was a big announcement that was going around on the Fire social media accounts earlier today. And well, they finally revealed it during halftime. For the first time in franchise history and another addition to the wonderful city of Portland, we have
hmm
another mascot.
I did see that. Yes,
Oh, you did see that? Okay.
it's like a dragon, isn't it?
And yes, I am gonna. I'll show our wonderful
I did
viewers.
see that.
So this wonderful
And
dragon is named Rosie the Batty Dragon.
I do like that.
I thought when I first saw this, I was like, oh, it's kind of unique, but I mean, it makes so much sense. I
No,
mean,
it fits the city. Like it's kind of got a drag vibe in my opinion.
yeah,
But also like fire, dragons breathe fire. It
yeah.
matches the color scheme of the team. And if anything, I'll tell you what I first thought when I saw this mascot. And it made me think of the Shrek the Musical production that happened at our high school, if you remember that.
Oh my god, yes.
That's what that made me think of.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I do like this mascot a lot, and I like it more than like the corgi
Oh,
that's
Pancake.
been kind of pancake that's been kind of an unofficial mascot.
Yeah, not officially
Um,
recognized by the
like
league, but
I don't know if this is a hot take or anything, but just in general, I'm not super big on like non mascot suit mascots. Like it's
oh yeah.
like just real animals. I guess the exception is Timber Joey, of course, but I mean that's unique.
What? Well,
But
yeah,
like
that's unique
I don't like
to the
I don't
the
like
soccer
mascots
team.
that's just an ordinary animal.
True. I
Like
mean,
real.
that hence why when we look at the Blazers, we got Blaze the Wildcat that's been around
We got the
forever.
Blaze Cat, and then we got the Sasquatch, which
Sasquatch, yeah.
I'm more neutral about, but I mean they're cool. Yeah, I like this dragon mascot a lot.
I thought it was
I think
pretty
it should be
cool.
like I think it should be the number one mascot. Um,
Yeah, I think
it should
it
be the Blaze Cat
definitely.
of the fire because I mean again I'm not I like the Sasquatch of course, but I mean it's nothing compared to Blaze Cat. He's
Oh
iconic.
dang, I didn't even know she pulled up in Nikes. Oh damn, that's
Yeah, I
sick
mean
as hell.
it is Portland, of course.
Yeah, and we got the you get the tail and everything. Yeah, it looks great. It'll be interesting to go, when we go back to a WNBA game again, just to see the mascot, see what
Oh
see what
yeah,
happens. But yeah, congratulations to the Fire, and we finally have a new addition to the mascots here in Portland. Wonderful, wonderful.
yes
I,
indeed.
I definitely like that. Let's move on to the Sparks real quick. We've talked about their record and how they're eliminated. On top of their elimination, their franchise forward Neka Abumake, who's also the president of the WNBA Players Association, announced that she is going to retire at the end of the season after playing 11 years. What do we think about this? Like, she's had a great career. I mean, I'm kind of glad that excuse me. I'm kind of glad that I got to see her play, and that was
Mhm.
that preseason first ever preseason game for the Fire versus the Spark, and that's when the Spark also still had Kelsey Plum before she got traded. But yeah, no, Nika Bumake played great, and just play or to see one of the greats, play, in a new city that she has not played in, at all. It was great. I do wish her on a wonderful retirement, and hopefully she can still overlook the WNBA Players Association. Oliver, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, I can't say anything like personally because again, I've only closely followed the WNBA since the Fire's inclusion, but I do know like tons of time All Star. She did championship, which is impressive. I do wish her a good career. I would agree she is one of the greats, and I mean she's also been pretty longevity wise really good. She was drafted back in I think 2012. Um, let me just quickly look up her stats.
First overall pick and
Yeah, first overall pick, of course.
first overall pick in 2012, a one-time
She was on the Sparks for most of her career, so I mean she's probably the most famous Sparks player.
one-time WNBA champion,
Yeah, yeah.
one-time WNBA regular season MVP, also won Rookie of the Year
MVP. Yep.
in 2012, 11-time All-Star, seven-time All WNBA second team, four-time WNBA All Defensive first team. She's also won a
She's also like gold medalist
yes,
like FIBA stats.
yes. She won a gold medal in Argentina in 2008. Then she won a gold medal in Thailand in 2009. And
So
then won
yeah, a lot more
two gold medals in the World Cup of FIBA in
a
2014
lot
and
more
2018.
a lot more accomplished in that front than most NBA superstars.
Yes,
So
definitely.
she's led an amazing
She's got a
career.
resume. Yeah, she's got a lengthy career.
Hopefully, and she was the president of the Players Association, which does mean she was behind a lot of the protests and whatnot to increase salaries.
Increase the
So
salary.
that's
Yeah.
very notable. I wish her a good retirement, and I hope she's continuing to be active in the basketball space. Just continuing to be a figure for the times to come. Whether that be like commentary, I don't know if she would be up to that, or just like I don't know, continuing to be like an advocate. I would say I think that's an important job to have in the WA. And I mean, she's leaving at an interesting time when the WNBA is beginning to reach a harsh, not harsh. That feels like the wrong word to say, but like
A
a big
critical
rise,
critical time,
a
but
critical
also
rise.
critical rise at this time because we're also facing the setback of a lot of people saying that this is a clown league and that we should that it should be taken seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
They've also been calling on the current commissioner to be fired and replace a new one at some point.
yeah.
So
I mean, I'd have to learn more about what the commissioner's been up to, but I mean, she is the one that has been refusing to pay the players a lot. So yeah,
we're
just
advertising
I hope
like the
that
top stars.
I hope the WNBA gets um more serious, becomes as like an as big or not. It's probably never going to happen. It's probably never going to be as big as the NBA, but like as serious and as like I can't think of a word. I don't not complicated, but like as big of an institution in a sense where
Oh yeah.
they're still treated like mega superstar celebrities, the likes of like LeBron James.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Like we're happy that she fought for the right for equal pay or
Hmm.
to finally eclipse that a million benchmark and raise the salary cap for the W. But there's still much more fight that has got to be done with a whole bunch of other issues. But we don't have enough time to get into those. But the fight is just beginning, and I hope whoever is like the vice president of the Players Association, whenever I guess Obumake decides to step down as president, hopefully they can push forth for more change.
We wish her a great retirement, and we wish her a prosperous future and whatever for the rest of her career.
Yes, definitely. Well, let's flip this now from the W to the NFL. So the Browns have a interesting kind of not development, but I guess situation. That's the better word. Situation. They have an interesting situation. They've done the, and we all know it's the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, we all
The
know,
Cleveland
have
Browns
been
have been in trouble.
for quite a while. I mean,
Yeah.
more than a while. Like the last time they won a playoff game was 2018. Who was the quarterback then? It was Baker Mayfield, who's now the
Yeah.
starting quarterback in Tampa. But yeah, so I came across this interesting article, and I also had read a report today saying that the head coach Todd Monken, he said he won't make an official announcement of the starting quarterback until Monday, so tomorrow. I'm hoping out of the three because their current quarterback room right now is the following: Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people forget about Deshaun Watson, but for good reason. He did so not so nice things, I should say, during his time from transitioning from the Texans to the Browns. Oliver, I recommend you read up on your own time about that one.
Oh yeah, I will.
But yeah, it wasn't great. But the real battle at the moment for the QB spot is between Shedeur and Deshaun Watson. I'm hoping, and this article is telling me that Shedeur has said that he feels no pressure about being the starting quarterback for the Browns. He doesn't mind being the backup, but definitely does not want to be the third string. If I was the Browns front office in this scenario, and that for the rest of the season going forward, I would want to start Shedeur. I think with the way Shedeur has played out this preseason so far has been good. Translating back to last season, I think he played like the second leg of the rest of the regular season before obviously Browns are bounced out of the playoffs. And I thought he played great. Sure, he had some flaws, but that was his first year. He's going to his second year. He's gotten a decent amount of help, and I think Shedeur definitely can get the QB1 job and secure it for the rest of the season. Now, I don't think there's gonna be any setback in any way, shape, or form. But who knows with with Browns quarterbacks and everything. Unfortunately, I don't see Dylan Gabriel being the backup. I think he's going to be more of like a third string just because Deshaun Watson is returning, especially off of an injury.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if the Browns want to be the Browns, they can always flip flop and say, okay, Shedeur, we're going to rest you and we'll start this man. But I could also see him getting traded or released mid-season. But I'm hoping Shedeur gets the job. What are your thoughts on the whole Browns debacle?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been doing a good job for the hand he's been dealt. I mean, like his stats prove that he's played all right, at least like preseason wise, and he had a decent last season considering he was a backup like QB for the Browns. But I think starting him is a necessary move. Maybe not necessarily like work him like to death or anything. I don't think like trading him's the right idea at this moment. Maybe if he has a really regressful season, I could see that. Again, the Browns are in a weird space where they're they're just like not gonna really get anywhere.
No, not
And I
really.
mean, I hope the whole drama and everything isn't really starring his play, at least like with the front office. I still think he can develop to be like a lower tier QB1, like in the modern NFL at least. But yeah, you're right. The controversies was like the Texans who said I should probably do my reading about that.
Yeah.
That way I could say more about this. But yeah, I think like where they're at, starting him QB1 is probably the right idea. But again, I wouldn't jump the gun to trade him. But I mean, if they really need the assets, I suppose. That's my thoughts on that situation. Uh, anything else I have to say? Yeah, I think I'm going there.
All right, now we'll conclude our episode with some with some wonderful NBA content. James Harden is back with the Cavs. I think
I think that's not really a shocker.
That's not really a shocker, no. I just think though, for the money that he's receiving, it's a little too much.
Yeah.
3 years, 97 million, and it also obviously has a trade kicker, and it's a player option in the last year. Because Cleveland hasn't really done any big moves, I don't think, this last
No.
offseason.
No, and
They go
if
out and
anything, they
signed
lost a lot of
a
people.
yeah, and they go out and signed a 36-year-old James Harden to big contract. Big contract. Not really big fan of that. What is your take on this, all?
I think this is a bad move. I guess if it's what it had to take to retain him, understandable. But like a pay cut should have been what would have happened here. I learned that he hit the $500 million club, which
Yeah.
he's the fourth player to ever earn that
Do
much throughout
that.
his entire career, and he's joining the likes of LeBron James, Curry, and Durant. You could tell that Harden sticks out like a sore thumb. Not to say that throughout his career he's been bad. I mean, he hasn't really had great playoff success. He's still like one of the best shooters. Really good player, like top franchise player for teams like the Rockets. Maybe not as much so for the Thunder, like Clippers, because I mean that's a little bit too far out of his prime. Regardless, still a really good ass player. But I mean, he's 36 years old. He tried his best. He had an okay, at least like considering his expectations, he had an okay like postseason, but he did get swept by the champions Knicks. And for like the game sevens he's had pretty the game sevens are pretty all right. So all things considered, it's not like he's completely terrible player. But the thing is, I think we're already beginning to see regression out of him,
Oh yeah, especially
and
at 36. Yeah.
that's not gonna stop. So for the money that was paid, it's not gonna be worth it. As for the question, will the Cavaliers be contending in the future? No, I wouldn't say. I would say that their peak is well behind them. I don't think they're gonna be playoff. They're still gonna be a playoff team for the next couple of years, no
Yeah.
doubt. Unless if they decide to make some trades early on. I think also considering that the East, assuming the Kawhi Leonard trade does go through, the East will get stronger, and I do see a world where they're like 5 or 6 seed. I still think they're probably, if I had to make my standings prediction where they're going to be off the top of my head, I still think they're going to be 4 or 5, like 5 seed. I think is where they'd be. Um, like they're still a really good team. Donovan Mitchell is in his prime, but he also got paid a gargantuan amount. I think they need to get off the contracts of like Evan Mobley. But again, I don't know how much value he could provide in a trade, so that's a tough situation. I think, yeah, it's just that the Cavs are in a tough financial situation that they're just adding on to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because they originally were over the second apron last time I checked, and then they redid the contract. They're still they're now under the second apron a little bit, but they still have tight cap money where they can't really do anything. No, I mean, I guess you can't be a holy sunshine without LeBron. So yeah. All right, we'll move on now to the West. Well, actually, sorry, correction. One West, one East, so we'll go to the West, come back to the East. DeMar DeRozan is officially a Denver Nugget, but that is because Denver finally decided to make a move and unbudget themselves with Payne Watson. Payne Watson is I forgot. I think it was let me double check. I should have had it in here, but I did not. Hardy har har har. Oh, he went to the Cavs. No, Demar went to the Nuggets. No, I was saying Payne Watson went to the Cavs in a five-way team trade. The Watson. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good for the Cavs. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think Payne Watson is going to be one of those impact players to help you in, especially with how stacked the Cavs already are. I don't think he's going to make it a huge hit, but he'll be a good solid, either rotation piece or a starter, just depending. But yeah, because injuries, yeah. But yeah, shifting over to Denver real fast. Denver got DeMar DeRozan, I think, in a vet minimum, something like that. Pretty close to it. Go ahead, Oliver. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Sorry, we have a trade going on for the NFL right now, and it has to do with the 49ers. Saints are sending veteran linebacker Deion Jones to San Francisco in exchange for running back Zamir White. I just thought I should announce that. So you guys get extra linebacker help because of the injuries. Yeah. Well, and while we're on the topic of it, George Kittle's back. How do you feel about that? Yeah, week 1, where you guys go to Australia. Playing all the way in Australia, by the way, against the Rams. Just keep that in mind. But I think you guys, I think especially with your guys' offense, I think that's a big plus for San Francisco. You think so? Okay. Mm-hmm. The disappointment. Yeah, I mean, and this is the first time that he'll see football action for the first time since January of last year. But yeah, I mean, they can heal fast, or they can be killing you. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm glad to see that the 49ers at least get someone back. Oh yeah. Yeah. I should probably add 49ers to my list of regular season games to watch, because right now I have Denver. I have scoped out like who I'm gonna watch during the regular season. That's a hate watch. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the games that I'm watching are obviously week 1 against Denver, because I saw that Bo Nix came back and actually played in preseason. I thought Sean Payne was just going to keep him rested until the start of regular season, but they said, "Nah, you're healthy enough going out there within like a first few downs, this dude goes and throws it to like a third slot receiver and goes for a touchdown." And I'm like, okay, so Bo Nix hasn't lost a step. That's totally not scary. And I still haven't seen what Mahomes looks like, because we refused to play him in the preseason. I guess that makes sense. Save him for the regular season. So so it'll be interesting to see how that Denver matchup week 1 is. I think we're gonna split the division with Denver. I don't see us losing. I don't see us losing twice. And then I won't watch a while. I won't watch again for a while until week 7, so about mid-season against the Seahawks, which that's going to be really interesting. That's the K9 return game, I think, because Seattle is going to be at home, and so we'll take a trip to Seattle. And then week 12 against Buffalo. I always love watching Chiefs Bills. Those are all-time peak games. I think, yeah, that you can never skip a beat. Heck, we could always get another 13 seconds game. If you get that pun, then good for you. Then the following week, and this is if Aaron Donald comes back. I haven't heard any news thus far. The only news I've heard is he's worked out for a second time with the Rams thus far. But I'm planning on watching the Week 13 matchup with the Rams, whether it's Aaron Donald or not, because, Myles Garrett by himself is amazing. And especially with how our defense is still pretty good. So we'll see what happens. Bengals, I put TBD just because I don't know if Burrow's going to stay healthy all that far. I'm not wishing that he's going to get injured like a few snaps into the first leg of the season, but the second leg of the season, especially for their schedule, it's going to be pretty rough. So hopefully he can stay healthy throughout the season. I mean, he's been saying this is the year for the Bengals to go the way to the Super Bowl. I obviously see indifferent on that, but you gotta have that confidence booster for especially if you're a Bengals fan. And then the last game I have thus far is against New England week 15. Just because again it's the Patriots, and the Patriots actually I could see the Patriots being a wild card team, if not just being one of those 8 and 9 teams, because of how tough their schedule is now. Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun watch and a hate watch. It's your rival. That's your rivals. To be fair, we've owned you guys for quite a while now, so yeah, no, there's a portion of you that really wants to say, yes, we're gonna win it. We're gonna finally beat the Civil War game. I can't wait to just listen. I just can't wait to listen to the primetime intros for everything. True. Who thinks to play football on a Wednesday? I guess the NFL. You went there. Good job, Ducks. Yeah. Oh yeah. I could see why. I can see why. Yeah, I can see why Ohio State was one. Yeah. Like, is it fair? Is it fair to say that with this team, with how stacked they are now, that they could actually finally take a punch to the okay to the national championship? Oh, there we go. Easy. It'd be shocker. Yeah, yeah. As a college fan, okay. I'll definitely be tuning in for their games. That it's finally there that we can finally take the national championship. I can completely understand what you mean. That natty, yeah, yeah. 2024 is a curse. Yeah, I mean, I'll throw one more thing before we go to basketball. Is that I just realized that the Packers are playing over 12 primetime games this upcoming season. 12. True. That is very, very true. We will now move on to the basketball topic. So, we talked about DeMar heading to Denver. Denver finally has that like slasher wing that they've been looking for because he can also shoot the ball pretty well. I was more of a fan of the Klay Thompson move to Miami. I think especially with how Miami had to gut their young core to just trade for Giannis because that was their big offseason that they did. But they got half of their roster, they got half of their picks, and that kind of leaves you without any facilitating shooting or some sort of perimeter defense, more or less shooting. And so Miami said, okay, we'll take a swing on a veteran Klay Thompson. Obviously, this isn't the same Klay that, was at Golden State and dropped a record 14 3-pointers. Yeah, basically he's washed. But he could still provide a veteran presence on that Miami squad and that shooting. I mean, he has one of the smoothest jumpers in NBA history. Yes, Dow 100%. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll see what Klay Thompson can bring. I mean, he had to do a buyout with Dallas first before going to Miami, but would we say that the contract that Klay signed is a little too much at 2 years, 13 million? Or do you think that's fair? Yeah, he could still provide for an NBA team. Definitely. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. So I'm gonna bring out Build a Bucky again, but here's the reason why. So we remember last time that we did the classic mode in all time. We there's something called a salary cap. Exact. Yeah. Exactly. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do guard or big? Let's start there. Sure. Salary cap, and this is what our big options are. So, holy crap, Michael Jordan finishing? Oh my lord. It's like Cooperage. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So so for 10 million for finishing, we got Anthony Black. For 20 million, we got Miles McBride, Peyton Watson at 30 million, or Jared Allen, I'm sorry, at 40 million, and Michael Jordan at 50 million. So we can choose between finishing, shooting, defense, playmaking, size, athleticism. I feel like, yeah, so let's put it this way. I'm thinking for size, let's do size and athleticism first. Let's get that out of the way. It looks like we also got a chance to reroll if we want to do that, but yeah, it would reroll the entire board. We would lose these two. Okay. So for size and athleticism, I'm thinking that we should take. I think we should take either Zion or Devin Vassell. I think Devin Vassell is actually pretty nice. Yeah, yeah, any sense. Yeah. Okay. Devin Vassell is off the board. Playmaking: McBride, Herb Jones, Josh Giddey, or Cedric Coward. Okay. Okay. So Coward. This is yeah. This is playmaking, by the way. So out of okay, we got defender. You want to do Thompson? Yeah. So do you want to go Stars defense, or do you want to go Nasrid? Nasrid. Okay. Okay. You want to do Lamella shooting? It's between Dirk and Lamelo. I mean, we do, yeah. That's why he's still available. You want to take Dirk? Okay. Oh, never mind. We're over the budget. Okay, Lamelo it is. So to conclude this, again, Michael Jordan finishing. Yes, Jordan finishing, Lamelo Ball shooting, Nasri defense, Cedric Coward playmaking, and Devin Vassell size and athleticism. So now, once we lock in this build, it will generate a overall, and it will generate. Hopefully, your goal is to be at least a 90 or a little bit higher, but we'll see. And yeah, so all right, drum roll, please. Boom. 78. Wow, that's not good at all. And Utah. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow, what? This is Utah after all. Okay, yeah, we're gonna run this back. I don't know. It randomizes the team. Yeah, definitely not. You want to do guard? Okay. Uh oh yeah. We could do all time. We could just run guard all the time for fun. Yeah. Kobe Bryant. Oh, also our God bless to the Mamba. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Copester. So Kobe's got S leadership and clutch. He's got A plus finishing. Do we want to take his finishing or clutch? I think just leadership clutch. Yeah, leadership clutch. 100%. Yeah. Hornets, Muggsy Bogues. A plus bounce. A speed. He has A plus bounce. Okay, we'll take the bounce. Jeez, I did not expect that. Okay. Yeah. John Stockton. Oh, take his passing. Okay, so far this is a lead. We got Mamba mentality with Muggsy Bogues' bounce and John Stockton with assist. Yeah. LeBron, Austin Carr. Do we want to try to risk a respin for LeBron? Because we're only getting A- finishing and A- speed. True. All right, let's do it again. Kyrie, we'll take Kyrie. Handles. Perfect. Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker. Ooh, okay. Nash, basketball IQ. This is damn. Okay, let's. Hopefully, we're not gonna bite the bullet. Jason Terry. Jump shot or speed? Yeah, good point. No A's. Okay. Golden State Warriors. Tim Hardaway. Jump shot. Okay. Jump shot. Tim Hardaway. Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry. Perimeter defense. So size and finishing. Oh, okay. Jazz, John Stockton. Do we want to respin? Because if we take his finishing, it's gonna plummet us down from a 98. Risk it for the biscuit. Timberwolves, Ant. Same as well. B plus finishing. Ugh. We can never get 99, can we? Philadelphia 76ers, Julius Erving. 6'7", 210 pounds with. Oh my god, this is pretty solid. Kobe Mamba mentality, Steve Nash IQ, Kyrie handles, and John Stockton passing. What? Holy shit, Eddie's 6'7". What the? Yeah. Mixed in with Mamba mentality. All right, let's simulate the season. Sacramento, the Kings. Mitch Richmond, Weber, Vlade Divac, and Jason Williams. I like how our build's known as the Architect. Ooh, 57-25. No. Who was the best team? Damn. Yeah. Top 75. Where are we at? Ooh, top 30. Below Chris. No, yeah, no, we're above Chris Paul. I don't know. We're above Chris Paul, but we're behind George Mikan. LeBron's. They put LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Magic, and Kobe. I would put Duncan where Magic is. Yeah. And then Akeem and Shaq. What? Yeah. Yeah. Another day. Yeah. That's not bad though. 29.5, 7.3 rebounds, and 11.4 assists per game. Great. All right. That's actually pretty solid. We'll take that. Thank you guys for listening to this edition of this episode. I'm your host, Dak. And we'll see you guys next time for another edition of the OD Sportscast. Your host, out.